The Undead Celluloid Society welcomes you into another podcast. My name is Michael.
And I'm Rachel.
And today we are covering the 2017 film, Cute Little Buggers, Attack of the Bunnies, basically.
Yeah.
So Cute Little Buggers is a deceiving film because you think it's just killer bunnies, but they're not just killer bunnies. They are aliens. Also, graphic warning for this episode, and if you watch the movie in general, very sexual.
Very sexual.
This is
lots of nudity.
Lots of boobs.
Oh yeah, I guess not much nudity, just boobs.
Lots of boobs. I think that it was a prerequisite that if you were a girl in this movie, that your boobs had to be shown at once. Because I think every girl showed their boobs.
Except for the dominatrix.
Yeah, the older women did not show their boobs.
Yeah. But, yeah, all the younger women.
Even the main girl.
Yep, even the main girl. They all either took their shirts off or had their shirts taken off by the aliens.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, this movie was interesting because $25,000 budget, right? And this movie looks, for $15,000 more than Birdemic, Shock and Terror, for only $15,000 more, which is a lot of money still, looks so much better in terms of quality, in terms of production design, in terms of, I mean, even the aliens look fine. They don't look bad. There's no CG with them. They look like they're practical.
No, their eyeballs were
CG. Yeah.
But that was it. Yeah.
The bunnies looked bad, but they didn't.
Bunnies look CG.
The bunnies look CG, but they do a lot more than the birds do in Birdemic.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, they don't just hover in place.
And they're not just bunnies either. They're like their mouths open. You ever watch Stranger Things?
Yes.
They kind of look like the Demogorgon, where they like their mouths open up.
Yes.
So basically the plot of this is these aliens are coming to Earth, their species is going extinct, and they need to find a way to reproduce, and human women are the perfect suitability for their species. So they are going to send their penetration units in to go and retrieve them. And they pick, they had multiple animals they could pick from, so they pick bunnies as their infiltration unit.
Because they
thought they were fierce.
They thought they were fierce, but also because they like the saying, like,
breed like rabbits.
Yeah. Fuck like a bunny. So they were like, yeah, this fierce creature will be the catalyst to recreating they didn't breed though, did they?
The bunnies?
Yeah.
I think the bunnies are the ones that impregnate the women.
Oh, okay. I thought they just stole the women.
They did steal them, but they also impregnate them because the aliens don't do anything with them. They're on the spaceship.
You're right. Right, that's true.
The aliens do a lot of smack talk. They're supposed to be funny. Honestly, they kind of remind me of the aliens from Bad Taste.
I guess, yeah.
They're goofy, they're stupid, they're not very competent.
Well, everybody in this movie is stupid.
That's true. Also, this movie could have the tagline of toxic couples, because everyone's a toxic couple, including the aliens. Ernest and Brian, those guys are a toxic couple.
They have such a toxic work relationship.
It's horrible. Brian gets abused by Ernest all the time.
Brian's just like happy-go-lucky. He's like a do. And then Ernest is like, would you just shut up and do your work?
You stupid idiot.
Just say yes, sir. Yeah, no, very toxic.
Very toxic. And then, there's a guy that's cheating on his wife. There's a fiance that's super controlling over his girlfriend. His girlfriend also has, the unrealistic, still having a crush on a dude that she hasn't seen since she was 15.
Yeah, and she was, still mad at him because his mom left his dad.
Yeah, brought him with him.
And took him with her, and then he just, never talked to her again. He's like, I wrote you a letter, I just never sent it. But yeah, like she was still mad, which, I mean, who does that? But
Yeah, who does that?
His dad hit his mom one time. Hit his mom.
Yes.
Yeah. But the guy who, and then I guess her name's Alexi. She's like one of the town sluts or something.
Yes.
From
Yeah.
guy to guy. Oh my gosh. This is the most illiterate, not illiterate. They just all seem dumb.
Well, they all have like different accents too, which is really throwing me off. They're like supposed to be in England,
Yeah.
but one girl's French, another girl. The main guy sounds like he's from like he's like from like Muslim descent or
I think he's
Islamic.
supposed to be American.
No, the main dude.
Yeah.
Oh, he had like an accent too.
Oh, well, they said he was like across the pond.
They kept calling him the prodigal son. I mean, the across the pond could also be
The Renaissance boy.
Yeah, the Renaissance boy.
So don't know. They never explained that.
Yeah, the one guy that never clarifies what the hell that means.
Yeah. But these people, they're all just kind of dumb.
Yes,
and they're all very
dumb.
sexual. And like it's supposed to be like this bustling town, but really it looks like they filmed it in a farm.
Yeah, the town is very inconsistent with the setting, I will say.
Yeah.
I think that we got a lot. I mean, there's a lot of flaws with the film, but I mean, again, $25,000, pretty impressive. I mean,
yeah, for $25,000, like you said, the acting wasn't bad.
The acting wasn't terrible. There was some bad acting. Intentional bad acting.
Yeah, but like it wasn't as bad as. Oh, way to go, Michael! Dropping your microphone. But it wasn't as bad as like Bad Taste. At the beginning of Bad Taste.
Oh, yeah,
and then Birdemic.
Birdemic, the whole thing was just thrown out.
Worst acting I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, this did what Birdemic should have done, which is get into the action a lot sooner.
Oh yeah. Although there was a lot of buildup. Like the bunnies were taking the women, but they weren't like really. I mean, they weren't showing much as far as like past that.
No, you're right. But yeah, no, you get to the action fast with them. They hate men too.
Oh yeah, it's like competition. Like all the men must die, so they can't take the women from us.
Speaking of that, a lot of people survived. I didn't expect to survive. Like there's such an ensemble of weird ass people in this movie. Like there's the gangster. It's got his two henchmen. The main gangster dies. The two henchmen survive.
Survive the whole thing.
The whole thing. They got piss water guns. Oh, by the way, we got to reel that back in so I can explain this. The bunnies are weak to pee. They blow up if they get peed on.
It disrupts their molecular biology.
Yeah.
Their molecular field, and they blow up.
Yeah. So these guys get
gallons of piss from Pissy Walter.
Yeah, because he lived in a fucking RV. So he's pissed. Why does he just piss in the field? Why does he have gallons of piss?
Oh, I don't know. He said he lives off the grid. And I think that's why they call him Pissy Walter, though, because he collects his urine.
Why does he collect it, though? What's he doing with it? I don't know.
I mean,
he lives in a field, pee in the field.
In this town, I'm not exactly surprised.
Yeah, there's a bunch of weirdos in this town.
Yeah.
There's the town tart that's in love with the weirdo singer that came to perform.
Oh, yeah, the celebrity, quote unquote.
Guys, have you ever been to the Fall Fest in Moss Creek? This is like, imagine if no one showed up to the Fall Fest in Moss Creek and there was just some random guy with a Hawaiian shirt playing music.
Yes.
There was like 10 people there.
Yeah, it was supposed to be this big summer ball, and this guy, he's supposed to be playing, and yeah. No.
Lost Creek, West Virginia, for our fans that have no idea what we're talking about. We live near a Lost Creek, and they have a festival there. And The festival has singers at it. It looks kind of similar to this with community building and stuff.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, not as
There's
farmy,
a lot more
though.
people. There's a lot more people
Oh
there.
yeah, there's so many more people though. But yeah, no, very like. It's just they made like this big deal, and it was just.
Oh,
like,
didn't he say at one point,
teeny tiny little town country fair?
20 years ago, I'd have been dining with royalty or something, and I'm like, who is this guy? Like,
Oh
this,
yeah, he's supposed to be like an Elvis impressionist.
What does he tell that girl? You ever have a celebrity sign your ass?
Yeah, she's like, no. He's like, I think you need to come with me.
Why her ass? I thought it was like boobs that girls get signed by famous people.
I don't know. I don't
get it.
I've never seen the appeal, so.
No, but you know what I mean? Like rockstar stuff signing like girls' tits and stuff.
I mean, I could definitely see them signing their ass.
That's like you have to go more out of your way to do that.
Yeah, depending on how short the skirt you're wearing is.
That's true. She wasn't wearing a really short skirt though.
Well, that's why they had to.
That's why they had to go somewhere else.
Yeah, get some privacy.
Yeah, then she wanted to kiss him, which was weird.
Well, and then he was like really upset when he found out that she was the town tart.
Yes.
He was like, "Damn, I thought I was just really special."
Which we're not. We're not British. We don't know. I'm assuming that means the town slut. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's a safe bet.
She seemed pretty easy.
Most of them seem easy.
Yeah. Like we said,
which the aliens did say.
They said it was the reason. Another reason they came to Earth is that they're compatible. But Earth women, speaking to all you ladies out there listening, are easy according to these fish aliens.
Yeah, the aliens that look like fish, according to them.
You guys are easy, just so you know. That's why they sent bunnies here to steal you all and impregnate you guys, and then kill us men.
Yeah,
me men. I'm the only man here.
Save their race and kill off another. Except they couldn't even.
They couldn't even defeat the small ass town of like 20 people.
Yeah, with their
we're the incompetent ones.
Yeah.
This movie is ridiculous. It's stupid, but it's fun. Like I had a good time with it.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
It's like we had. We do have to give you a warning. It is very sexual. There's a lot of sex jokes in it. They reference a rim job twice. Rachel didn't know whenever it had, but they reference a lot of sexual stuff in it. They don't just like it's not just titties. There's like a lot of sex jokes. There's a lot of like there's almost a softcore porn blowjob from like Cinemax. Remember that? Yeah, the Cinemax like porn videos. They're like softcore porn. Literally, they did one of those. Not for long because the bunny went up this dude's butthole.
Oh yeah, and then he's like walking around with it hanging out of his ass.
Yes.
And he's like, "Help me!" And then some guy points his rifle at him
and then shoots him in the head. I'll rectify this situation. Boom! Kills him.
Yeah, just kills him dead.
Oh man, we're all over the place with this movie. There's not because this movie is also kind of like most movies we cover, all over the fucking place.
Yeah, it takes a couple wild turns.
It does,
but it was a good time.
It is a great time. I had a lot more fun with this movie than Birdemic.
I don't think anyone would have fun with Birdemic.
Some people apparently did.
That's a bold-faced lie that
it's probably troll comments. I don't know.
Yeah, that Tubi told us, but
yeah.
Is there anything you didn't like, Michael? I actually didn't think about that.
I don't. We don't really. I mean, they're in one town. We don't really get as much of a sense of setting as I'd want for this small, quaint little town. There is a lot of diversity there, which is, I mean, like only something you can expect in a movie. That's not going to be in real life for the most part. But we don't get like a sense of setting in a sense. There's some kind of spatial like stuff that like was a little silly. Like the one girl escaped from the sex pit, came back, told them about it, and then she just stayed back. She didn't go with them, which I figured that she would have went with them.
Yeah, especially because she turned into such a badass.
She did. And then there's the random police chief woman is a little cringy to me at some points. She's funny, but like also at the same point, don't get kind of her dynamic.
Yeah.
The dominatrix lady, she's a dominatrix, by the way. She's got a whip. She's got like dominatrix boots on.
Oh yeah, like the stripper heels, black leather.
Oh, she's in black leather for a lot of this.
Yeah.
So
in the beginning, she's eating that hot dog.
Yeah. And then she kills that fly with a whip.
With the whip, yeah. So definitely dominatrix. But you didn't like her?
She's okay. There was some stuff that she did maybe cringe a little bit.
Definitely her eating the hot dog made me like.
Not the hot dog, the creme brulee or whatever thing that she ate that at the very beginning. She's like, "Oh, I got cream on my tits."
You didn't know that was a hot dog.
That was not a hot dog.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
It was a hot dog or a hoagie or something.
What was that white
mayo.
stuff? No, it wasn't mayo. That looked like she said she had cream on her tits.
Maybe that's what they call mayo.
It looked like a. It looked like a Cinnabon. It looked like a Cinnabon.
It did not.
Yes, it did.
No, it didn't.
It did. You know what?
We're gonna have to agree to disagree.
Chat. You guys watched the movie. Tell me what you thought. It looked like a tart to me.
Dog.
It was not a hot dog.
It's definitely a hot dog.
Anyways. Yeah. I don't know. A little cringy. Also, the morticians were so fucking weird. On the scenes, the crime scene investigators.
Oh, I forgot about them.
They're playing such a minor role. They never come back up. They just like disappear. But they're like eating food. There's the I get the joke of like mortuary assistants, people that cut up dead bodies, crime scene analysts. They're so desensitized that stuff that they eat their lunch around dead bodies. But still, I mean, that's a little ridiculous to be eating right over the dead body that you're. The one guy drops mayo on his foot and then just picks it up.
Oh yeah, and he's still wearing the gloves.
Yeah, he's still wearing the gloves. Like, what the heck?
Yeah.
At least take those gloves off, dog. Yeah. For the most part, though, enjoyed it. Some of the characters were kind of cringy, but I got a good laugh. I got some laughs out of it. Rachel, for you, is there anything that you disliked from the film? That I couldn't tell if that one girl's boobs were fake?
I wasn't gonna mention that.
We can talk about it.
Guys, Michael has a serious problem with not being able to tell between real boobs and boobs that have obviously had some work done.
It's true. Apparently, I got a problem with this.
Yes, it's concerning. But besides that, what I didn't like, I don't know if there's anything that I like that stuck out to me so much that I guess the whole what I didn't like was they didn't explain the golden eggs or the golden balls.
I think this is what the bunnies came down and then hatched from.
But they weren't like they were just they weren't broken, I mean.
They weren't. They just haven't opened yet, I assume. That's my guess.
But maybe. But they didn't really explain that, I guess.
I wanted to see the offspring.
I did too.
But they just like, one of them almost came out of the girl, but then it just stopped.
Yeah, it showed like it almost looks like a spider.
It did look like a spider.
That was weird because the aliens definitely look like fish.
The aliens look like fish, and there's the bunnies and the Demogorgons.
The Demogorgon bunnies. So I think mine was more just like not kind of explaining things through, and the main male character and the main female character, their whole relationship thing, everyone's silly. Cheating on everyone.
Yeah. No one's in a good moral place here.
Yeah, this is the most immoral town you could ever visit.
They're all cheating, they're all fucking, they're all doing everything.
Yeah.
And apparently they all want their ass eaten, which is weird.
Yeah. Well, no, because Alexi said she wouldn't do it.
She wouldn't. No, both girls said no.
Yeah. So
the one girl said that if you want me to do that, you gotta dump your wife.
Yeah, you gotta divorce your wife. And she just keeps, anyway.
I don't know. The other girl was very cool with just giving a blowjob, though. Not shaming anyone that just casually does sex. Whatever you want to do, that's fine. We're just pointing out that this is a very horny town.
They found the horniest down.
Yeah, they're all horny in this town.
Oh my gosh, it was.
But yeah, I don't know.
I could have. I mean, it made parts. It actually did make parts of the movie funny.
Oh, it did. It was so
like,
funny.
They could have toned it down a little bit.
If that kind of stuff makes you uncomfortable, I would not recommend watching this movie.
Yeah.
But I had a
lot of naked ladies.
As people, I speak for myself, but I can also kind of speak for Rachel because we've watched a lot of this stuff. We're kind of desensitized to that stuff to an extent. Like, at least for me, I grew up watching.
A lot of this like low budget shit. Like,
well, not just
always people taking their shirts off.
Not just that. There's like a lot of like TV shows now that like girls just get naked in all the time. Or there's a lot of sex and like stuff. Game of Thrones, Spartacus, Black Sails. Yeah. Those are all some of my favorite shows. And I started watching those at like a younger age, so I'm very desensitized to nudity and sex. At this point, for me, it's kind of like, oh, whatever. But I am conscious that to other people that don't have those experiences or are not exposed to that kind of stuff, maybe this is not the movie for you.
Yeah.
But if that kind of stuff doesn't bother you, it's a fine watch. That's kind of my thoughts on Cute Little Buggers. If you are ready, Rach, we will go into our ratings.
I'm ready.
I'm going to start with the movie production side. So we'll both. This is what I think we should do. We'll both give our movie production rating, and we'll both give our opinion rating.
Okay.
So for me, looking at movie production, the biggest thing that I got to take into account, there's a lot of obvious bad CG. The practical effects on the aliens aside from the eyes look decent. The bunnies look terrible. There's no other way around that. They look bad. And the setting was okay. The setting was all right. It was just so random at some points. I just didn't have a lot of spatial of where I was. Pacing wise, I thought the pacing was done pretty well. I didn't feel bored watching this film. I thought the cinematography was okay. It wasn't great, but it was okay. Acting, cheesy. Can't really get around that. Not really much to expect. This is kind of what you're wanting in a low budget. Mm-hmm. Taking all that into account and then looking at the budget. The budget's going to play a big factor into my rating because $25,000, not a lot of money.
Not at all.
I mean, I make more than that in a year.
Right.
And that was made for a movie. Most movies are made for like way more than that.
Millions.
Yeah, it's not a flex to feel like I make more than $25,000 a year because $25,000 is not a lot of money.
Yeah.
In a grand scheme of things.
No, and especially like considering it's considered low budget if it's under 15 million.
Yeah, under 15 million.
So 25,000 is
25. I mean, if you make a movie for $1 million, people are like, damn, good for you. This is $25,000 estimated. Mm-hmm. Impressive.
Yeah.
Impressive for me. I'd love to see this director, and maybe he has. We haven't looked into it. Maybe he has made more movies, but I'd like to see him with a decent side budget, just to see what he could do.
Yeah.
But I definitely think they made the most of what they had. So going off of that, I'm going to give it, on a movie production side, a 2.5 out of 5.
Okay.
Middle of the road. The biggest thing driving that, if it wasn't for the budget, if the budget was higher, I would have given it a 2 or a 1.5 or 1.75.
Right.
But factoring in the $25,000 budget, 2.5.
Okay. I think I agree with everything that you said, but I think because their budget was so low, I'm going to give them a 3.
You're going to give them a 3? Yeah. Anything else you want to add? Like anything that you saw that you liked?
No, honestly, it was just, besides, the only thing that really bothered me was just the inconsistency of the town. It just looks like a freaking, they're walking through, like someone's barn area. But other than that, like, for how much budget they had, like, they did a really good job, I think.
I agree.
They had a lot of nice shots and stuff.
They did have some pretty decent shots. I agree. I think that moving into what we like out of 5, And again, our rating system for people trying to get familiar with this is that we do a movie rating system of its production quality, which we just listed all the technical stuff that we thought. That's a scale out of 5. And then our opinion on enjoyability for us personally is out of 5.
Mm-hmm.
So for a combined score of out of 10. I want to go with a 2 out of 5 for movie quality, just because the movie wasn't terrible, it wasn't horrible. I enjoyed parts of it. I wasn't that bored with it, but it's not something that I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to sit down and watch it. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's an okay film.
Yeah.
So 2 out of 5 for me, because to get like going higher up, it's like I want to use like Dave Portnoy. According to Dave Portnoy, don't hate me, guys, but he has that scale for pizza ratings, and it's like, think of it like figure skating. If you give something a perfect scale rating, then you can never go higher than that. So your best of the best has got to be like questionable with that. I don't agree with this. As a disclosure, I do not agree with a lot of stuff that Dave Portnoy says or does. I was just using that scale. I thought that the way he described that was decent.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
We don't have to get into that.
We won't get into it. Anyways, but yeah, for me, 2 out of 5. So for a total score, 4.5 out of 10. That's a respectable number for a movie made for $25,000 for me.
Yeah. So I'm gonna. Oh, excuse me. I think like I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. But like you said, like it's probably not a movie I'd go back and watch again. So I'm gonna give it a 2 for a total of 5 out of 10.
Okay. Middle of the road.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are our kind of thoughts. Those are our ratings. Trish, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, she told me she liked it.
Yeah. So yeah, we'd say this is a Trish movie. Definitely up her alley. Also, maybe a your guys' movie if you're our audience.
Yeah.
So,
what will we watch next, Michael?
Oh yeah. So speaking of next week, we are covering Zombievers from 2014. This is a film that is going to be very interesting. There's also a first in this one for us.
Don't spoil it now.
I'm not going to spoil it now. There's going to be a first in this one.
Okay.
Also, one of my most quotable lines of all time.
Oh gosh, okay.
So yeah, so look forward to that. Zombievers 2014. That's what we are covering next week. We are the Undead Celluloid Society. We really thank you guys for listening. Please like, subscribe, give us a comment down below. We like to engage with you guys, so please, tell us your thoughts on the film. Tell us your thoughts on horror in general. We like to hear stuff. We like to hear what you guys got going on. We're looking to make this community grow and do big with it. We also are going to announce at some point in the future we're going to make a TikTok. Something that neither of us have experience with. So we're gonna try this TikTok business at some point once we get a camera. Hopefully in the next month we will have a camera set up so you'll get to see our beautiful faces on TV. And roast us on how we look. We like that.
Or not.
Yeah.
Don't do that, please. Be nice.
Yeah, be nice. Be nice. We love you guys. Please love us.
Putting some ideas in there.
Love us so much. I'm just kidding. But yeah, so until next time, we really thank you guys for listening. Please, like I said, subscribe, tell your friends about us if they like horror. We're always open to doing more horror stuff. So give us suggestions, give us feedback. And we're just looking to improve. So yeah, until next time, we are the Undead Celluloid Society. My name is Michael.
And I'm Rachel.
And we thank you guys for listening.